This was a man-eating wax museum. Anyone curious enough to step onto the display platform would instantly become part of the exhibit. Even if you weren't curious, the curator would give you a push, forcing you to play a role. But somehow, only Mark and Sarah managed to escape. After returning home, Mark called his friend's parents, only to learn that they hadn't come home the night before. The next day, he went back to the wax museum to search for them but found no trace of them. Feeling that something was off, Mark went to the police station to file a report. Officer Parker, upon hearing about the missing persons and recalling the recent string of disappearances, immediately perked up. The two of them headed to the wax museum together, but instead of the short man Mark had seen before, they were greeted by the curator. As soon as they entered, Parker insisted on inspecting the place, but Mark was denied entry. After thoroughly looking around, Parker found nothing unusual, except that the wax figures were disturbingly lifelike. The curator even gave him a push, encouraging him to get a more immersive experience. Fortunately, Parker was strong enough to evade the curator's grasp. With no evidence to go on, the two left empty-handed. Frustrated, Parker returned to the station. As he flipped through the missing persons files, he suddenly noticed something chilling. Their photos looked exactly like the wax figures in the museum. Determined to get to the bottom of this, he went back alone and sneaked inside. He stepped onto one of the display platforms that sealed in living people, but nothing happened. It was because the platform could only absorb one person at a time. Taking out a knife, he carefully peeled a small piece of skin off one of the figures and left the scene calmly. However, as he wandered into the mummy exhibit, an eerie unease crept over him. At that moment, a woman appeared beside him. The ancient curse of the sarcophagus was broken, the doors slammed shut, and the mummy inside suddenly came to life. Before Parker could react, the creature grabbed him and sealed him inside the coffin. Meanwhile, Parker's assistant waited outside, but when Parker didn't come back for a long time, he went in to rescue him, only to meet the same fate. With Parker gone, the investigation now rested solely on Mark's shoulders. Recalling a story his grandfather once told him about wax figures, Mark searched his grandfather's old house for clues. There he stumbled upon an old newspaper article about the museum's curator and discovered that his grandfather had been murdered by him. Hoping to get some answers, Mark tracked down the author of the article, only to learn that he was an old friend of his grandfather's. During their conversation, the man revealed a shocking truth. Mark's grandfather had been killed by the curator 40 years ago. But if that were true, why hadn't the curator aged? Hearing this, the author suddenly laughed and then said,
"If you sold your soul to the devil, you'd never age either."
Sell my soul?
"Looks like he's ready to steal another life," he said. Urgently, he urged Mark to go burn down the wax museum. As Mark and Sarah rushed out, the author calmly picked up the phone.
"Tell the others our Mr. Lincoln has been found. It has begun."